After a fun winter snowmobiling, I'm going to start part 4 of my KZ 900 mechanical rebuild. The bike's ready to run. All I gotta do is put fuel and oil in it, and it'll be ready to run and set the timing and synchronize the carbs and all that stuff. So, but what I'm gonna do, I found a way to be able to get the wheel off inside instead of working in a cold garage. So this is part 4, and this will be should be the final step, except for actually getting it running. And so I got the front wheel off, gonna put the new tire on it, and I'm gonna pull the caliper off, and that's gonna get rebuilt. And same thing with the master cylinder. And then I'm gonna change all of the brake hoses. And then once I do that, then I'm gonna pull the forks off, and I'm gonna put new fork seals in it, and a new set of progressive fork springs, and of course change the oil on it. And then I'm gonna put it all back together, and then when the warm weather gets here, get it out in the garage, and then I'll put fuel and oil in it, get it running, and then get it on the road finally. So, alrighty, that's it for now. Okay, I got the forks and the front wheel off, and they're down in the basement. Alrighty, I got the front wheel down here, and I got the disc off, and the speedometer drive, all that's got to get cleaned up and re-greased. And the wheel bearings, I do this to all 3 of my 70s bikes. You can see that old grease in there. That's 50 years old. So that'll all get out. I usually use brake cleaner, gas, or whatever, and get all that old grease out and blow it all out, and then repack them with modern grease and on both sides. And I'll pull that seal out, and then I'll do that bearing too. And that might have a dust shield on it. If it does, on these old bikes, they're metal. So I'll pop them out, clean it, grease it, and then put it all back together. And then the tire comes off. This is the original tire that was on the bike from Japan. The bike came with its original tires. It only had 7,900 miles on it. So, but I'll get this old I think it's a Bridgestone that's on. Had a Dunlop K87 on the back. Bridgestone Super Speed. So I'll get that off, and then I got a brand new Dunlop K70 for the front, and couldn't get an 87 for the front, and so, but they're brand new replica tires. They're bias ply. So, and then I'll inspect the rim on the inside and make sure everything's good on the inside of there once I get the tire off, and then a new tube, new rim strip. Put it all back together, and then the inside of the fender needs a little cleaning too. So, and then I'll be ordering the parts tonight. I just wanted to see if there's any surprises in here. But I got the one fork leg apart, and you can see the parts inside. And so obviously a new seal I'm going to get. And the rest of it will be all cleaned up, new O-ring here. The dust boot looks good. I'm trying to keep the bike, anything that's really good on it. And I'm not looking to save $1 here or two, but this is really good, and it's what came with the bike. So this will all go back together then. Notice I only do one side at a time. With my memory, I need a reference. So, and I got the shop manual too. So when the parts come, 2 forks will all go back together, get polished up a little bit. They don't need a whole lot, but, and then the caliper's got to get rebuilt. I got a kit coming for that. And then obviously new set of pads, and then rebuild the caliper. And then master cylinder, same thing. I got a kit coming to rebuild the master cylinder. Even though these worked, I mean the brakes worked, but I mean it's 50 years old, and I plan on riding it. And then a new upper hose, and then I'm going to have a new lower hose too. And I think it comes with another line here, which I'll probably use this one, as long as the threads are the same. So once all the parts come, I'll pull everything else apart, put it all back together, and then I'll put it all on the bike. And then the bike's, like I said, the bike's ready to get started. So got that old Bridgestone off. Boy, it's hard as a rock. 50 years old. And got the old tube out. Boy, the brand new tube, you can just feel the difference how much thinner it is. And this is a $40 tube. It's a Michelin tube. It's one of the better ones I could find. But compared to the old Brigstone, you can just feel how thick it is. I don't want to use it because it's 50 years old. So, but yep, made in Japan. So, but anyway, the inside of the rim looks really, really good. There's a little bit of rust here. I mean, very minor. So I'll put that on the wire wheel and I'll get that cleaned up. Then I'll mount the tire, get the hub cleaned up, do the bearings, and then put the disc back on it and everything. And then it'll be ready to go back on the bike once the forks are done. Okay, now that I got the top part of the fork tube off and the spacer out and the spring comes out, to get this section out and get the dust boot just pops off, but to get this section out, you have to take out, there's a bolt. There's a bolt at the bottom, and this is down inside of here like that, and there's a an Allen bolt down in there. Actually, there it is there. That's from the other side. And when you go to take that out, of course, this turns inside. And of course, they won't put a hex nut on it or anything. They have special fork tools right from Kawasaki. And I'm sure all the manufacturers do. And you can see it's got two flats on it. And so online, what everybody uses, and I bought exactly what it looks like they have. It's called a monkey grip socket. This is the monkey grip socket, and when you press it down on something, you have all these tubes, and some of them go back in, and it conforms to the shape, and then you can hold it. Of course, my luck, although this is the same packaging and everything where I bought it online, it won't go in. It's too big. Are you kidding me? So, after working my whole life like all the other do-it-yourselfers, you always improvise to make tools, just about everything except for flywheel pullers. So I tried a whole bunch of things to try to jam this so it wouldn't turn. And then finally I thought, what happens if I take a piece of 1/2-inch copper tubing, regular copper tubing, house copper tubing, and sure enough, it feels tight right there. And once you put it on like that and whack it with a hammer, when it's in like that, it actually conforms to the shape. Look at that. So now that goes right on there. And once you got it whacked in, you put a pair of vice grips on this end. Then you can take your tool or whatever you want to use, and then you can hold that and turn it out. Simple piece of copper tubing. So that's what I'm going to do here now. I want to get the other leg apart. So I'm going to use this and we'll get it apart. See what it looks like inside. After 50 years and 8,000 miles, look at that ugly fork oil. Has that distinctive fork oil smell. It's like rear end grease. Nice. And while I got it all apart, I sprayed the inside of the tubes with brake clean and run this brush. Brush is a perfect fit. I think it's a radiator brush. Run that inside, clean that all out. Clean the bottom end all out. And then, you know, get the old seal out, put the new seal in. And it takes 6 ounces, each fork leg for the KZ900 takes 6 ounces of a 10-weight fork oil. And I'll put the new fork oil in it, and then the tube caps here. I got new O-rings for them. Matter of fact, they're here somewhere. There they are. And I'll put that in, and then that'll complete the fork job. Alrighty, today I decided to tackle the master cylinder on the KZ. These are always fun. It's only the second one I've done. I did my H2. That one was so corroded and locked up, didn't even work. But this one worked good. But boy, once I start getting it apart, it was just, I don't think the brake fluid was ever changed. I change my brake fluid on all my bikes and my snowmobile every 3 years. But I finally got it apart, and it was a challenge. Here's the old parts. This I actually snapped off. That was fun getting out. But it's all corroded. But that's the order it goes in. And there's the new kit. So I got it all cleaned up, and I'm gonna lube it up, and then I'm gonna put it all back together and get it on a bike. And this will be and this is original to the bike, and it is in perfect condition on the outside, just like the rest of the bike. So, but we'll get it back together, and then I'll get that on the bike, and then it'll be time to attack the caliper. And I got a kit for that here, a set of brakes. So, but that'll be tomorrow's project. All right, I got the master cylinder all done finally, all put back together. There's all the old parts, and I got it all back together. I got the new upper hose on it, and then I'll end up doing, once I get it back on the bike, there's a new lower hose that'll go on, and I'll put that on tomorrow, and then I'll rebuild the caliper and get that back on the bike. Okay, I got all of the caliper all cleaned up, all of the old parts that I'm going to reuse. Look how beautiful this came out. Took me about an hour, hour and a half to get everything cleaned up really, really good. And it's in great condition, all original paint. So that's all cleaned up. It all cleaned up really good, except the piston I got out came right out. But it's got a lot of pitting on it. I don't know if you can see that in the thing, all the way around. And some of them are pretty deep, unfortunately. And it was just from setting. So I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna source a new piston, because I'm not gonna, for all the money and time I got in this bike, and I don't need to be taking it apart and fixing stuff later on. So I'm gonna get a new piston, a new old stock one, and then I'll put all of the new rebuilding the kit back in it and get it all back together. Okay, the caliper's all rebuilt and ready to go back on. Alrighty, I got the the master cylinder all rebuilt, back on, all new brake hoses. I got the fork seals put in, and front end all back together, and the caliper rebuilt. So finally, the next step is tomorrow, get it out in the garage and get it running. I filled it up with oil today, and I have a temporary battery in it till the new one comes. And tomorrow I'll fill it up with fuel, or put fuel in it, and I'll get it running. And I got to set the timing. I eliminated the dual points, although I saved them because they look good, but I don't want to ride the bike with them on it. So I got the new Dana ignition in it. So once I get it running, I'll set the timing, and then what I got to do is synchronize the carburetors, and then just check the float bowl levels, and then take it out and on the road and see how it runs and make any adjustments. Hasn't been run in 6 years, so we'll see. I expect it to go pretty well, so we'll see what happens. Alrighty, I got the KZ out in the garage this morning after putting the master cylinder and the brake hoses and the caliper and all of that, and I got it out in the garage, and I put fuel in it, and I hit the starter button, probably turned 3 revolutions and fired right up. And I set the timing because I put electronic ignition on it, so I had to guess at it. So I set the timing, and it doesn't seem to advance quite all the way, but it's close, but very close. So I'm good with that. Got a slight leak around the float bowl gaskets, and they're new gaskets and all, so I don't know what the deal is. So I'll have to pull the carburetors, which is a bear with this stupid air box. And these are still pliable, but they're not like, they are 50 years old. So, but I'll get them off, and I have 6 other bikes to ride. So, so I'll do that. And I did put the carburetor synchronizing gauges on it, and believe it or not, they're, after all these years, the number 3 carburetor's off just by a little bit. It's not a big deal. So, but once I have the carburetors off and go over to float balls, then I'll probably put the gauges back on it and set that. And so I took it down the road 1 mile. First 1.1 miles in 6 years on the bike. And so then I brought it up the road from my house here, and I redlined it in 2nd and 3rd gear. And wait, it's no ZX14, but it definitely pulls harder than the H2. And so it feels really good. So and then I got to put I got an OEM hand grip for it, because he had reproductions on it, so I got regular OEM grips, but I don't have the glue, so I just put some tape on it. So I'll do that, and it, like I said, does that bring back memories from 1976 when I had mine. And so I'm really happy with it, but no more restorations. It's just too hard on my body with my back. I got to get all these different weird positions, and I just live in so much pain. So this will be my last one. So I got a 76, and I got my H2, and I got my G5. So, but anyway, it all came out good. The bike looks fantastic, and I'm going to take it down tomorrow and get tags on it, and put a couple miles on it, and then bring it in the garage and deal with the carburetors another day. Anyway, it's finally over with. Done deal. Okay, I got the bike out for its first real ride, and I think I did 21 or 22 miles, and it runs totally awesome. Right from idle to redline, never missed a beat. So I'm gonna really enjoy reliving 1976 all over again, riding this thing. And the bike's very special to me because in 1976, I bought a brand new KZ 900, but it was the B model. This is the A model. And so this brings back memories of my racing days. And this bike is in incredibly good condition. So thank you to Bob for being the caretaker of it all these years. So now it's time to get out and enjoy it this summer.